Children, today we are going to read the 6th chapter, that is No Further Than Mandya. So take out page number 71 in your textbook. Some years ago, three boys decided to have an adventure. So this story is about three boys who were staying in a boarding school, and they were having their summer holidays. And during their summer holidays, they decided to have something very adventurous. And this story is about that. So just look at the book. Some years ago, three boys decided to have an adventure. It was the middle of the summer holiday, and their boarding school in the hills was closed for a month. They might have read or gone to the cinema, but they decided to do something more exciting. So, their summer holidays were going on. So, they were having holidays from school. And they had come home because they were staying in boarding schools. So, they would have gone somewhere out, or they would have played something or gone to a cinema. But they decided to do something exciting. Danny and Robin, two English brothers, lived in India because their father worked for a company in Bangalore. So they were not from India, they were from outside India. So these two brothers, they were staying in India because their father was working in a company in Bangalore. Their friend Nikhil was from Bombay. His parents had gone abroad for a couple of weeks, so he was staying with his friends. So this boy Nikhil, he was staying, his parents had gone abroad for a few weeks, so he was staying with his friends right now. Plans for their adventure, a 3-day camping trip on bicycles, got underway. So they decided to do something exciting. And what did they plan? They planned to go somewhere on their bicycles. The brothers had their own bicycles, and hiring one for Nikhil would not be a problem. So both the brothers had their own bicycles, but they had to borrow a bicycle for Nikhil. Let's plan the trip properly, said Nikhil one day. So what happened? Then they decided to plan something, as they wanted to go in their bicycles. So they thought of planning. The three boys sat down to make an itinerary. So what do you mean by itineraries, children? Itinerary is like planning something. So if they are going somewhere, anyone whoever goes out, they plan, right? Like they'll start at this time, then they'll reach to the other place at that time, then from there they will go somewhere. That is called itinerary. Robin fetched some paper and pencils. Danny examined his new penknife. So penknife, what is a penknife? It's a small knife, and which will be flexible, so you can open and close it easily. So that is called a penknife. So he had got a new penknife and he was looking to it. Since you have that handy, Danny, said Nikhil, pushing the pencils across the table, you may as well sharpen this. So Nikhil asked that, Danny, as you have your new penknife, you can sharpen the pencils here. They will damage the blade, said Danny, looking at the pencils suspiciously. But Danny said that, no, they'll damage the blade of the penknife. That's what a knife is for, prompted Robin. Cutting, what else? So Robin said, what will you do with the penknife? Because it's for cutting only, right? So you should do that. Replied Danny. You'll see. This is number 1 on my list of things to make on the expedition. If we are going to Bandipur, said Robin, we will need a map. Dad has a map of Mysore state on his shelf. I will get it. So they decided to go to Bandipur as well. Bandipur is on the way to after Mysore, said Robin. So they need a map to see that. They need a Mysore map, and his father was having it on his shelf, so he went to get it. As Robin left the room, Danny picked up one of the pencils and began to whittle. So Robin left the room. Danny picked up one pencil and began to whittle. Whittle means what? To write down. So if he remembered something, so just to scratch something, like writing down but not properly, that is called whittle. Be careful, warned Nikhil, adding sarcastically, your penknife might get blunt. So Nikhil said, be careful because the penknife might get blunt. Danny grunted. So he became a little angry. It's sharp, he said, watching the shavings come off just like your wit. Robin returned with the map. The boy spread it on the table and studied it. So Robin got the map from his father's shelf and they started studying it. We start here in the cantonment of Bangalore, said Danny. So they planned to start from the cantonment of Bangalore. Where else? Smirked Nikhil. Okay, said Robin. We take the road out of the city and proceed along the Mysore road. We would better leave early. The traffic will be bad later. So they decided to go on the Mysore road and to leave early because the traffic will be bad later. It will be hotter too, added Danny. So as it is summer days, it will be very sunny as well. So that is why they decided to start early. The boys pored over the map, making notes. 3 days was not long. They wanted to stay in Bandipur for at least one night, where they might catch sight of some wildlife. So they wanted to stay in Bandipur for at least one night, where they might catch sight of some wildlife, because they were studying in the schools. They would have heard about tiger, sloth bear, four-horned antelope in their geography. So they wanted to see these animals as well. So for that thing, they had to stay back in Bandipur for at least one night. So they might catch sight of some wildlife, a tiger, a sloth bear, or the four-horned antelope that their geography teacher, Mrs. Gupta, had told them about. Bandipur, too far in one day, exclaimed Danny. We will stop for the night in Mysore. So Danny said that it's too far. So we can't go there in one day. We have to stop in Mysore at anyhow. Mysore, cried Nikhil. That's 140 kilometers away. So Mysore is 140 kilometers away. So Nikhil is saying Mysore is only 140 kilometers away. So you can stop there. Well, said Danny, we can do that easily. So Danny said, yes, we can do that easily. Yes, maybe, replied Nikhil. If I had my own bike here, I could cycle all the way to Ooty in a day. Otherwise, it will be my sore back. So Nikhil is saying, okay, it's okay, fine. Because if I would have my own bicycle, I would have gone till Ooty in one day. See, children, Ooty is too far. And then he is saying that I would have gone till Ooty. Otherwise, it will be my sore back. So his back will start paining. That is what he said. Danny and Robin guffawed. So that is what they started laughing at him. Ooty, spluttered Robin. We will be lucky to get as far as Mandya, and that's 100 kilometers away. Although the boys were not much good at maths, they began to debate on time, speed, and distance. Little did they realize that in the heat of summer, a day seems much longer than 24 hours. So they started planning for their whole journey, but they forgot that it's too summer. It's summer holiday. So they started planning, and as it is summer holidays, they will definitely feel more hotter than before. Okay, children. So in the next class, we'll read the other chapter.